Shout out to Adri and Alyssa. But today I'm taking over. Elevate Studios, where your vision is our mission. And today's guest is very special. Her name's Yesenia. And we have a really good episode today. It's a very special episode for me, and I think for a couple of our audiences. Thank you everybody for tuning in so far. This is our 4th episode, and I appreciate everybody's support so far. So Yesenia, where were you born and where did you grow up at?
I was born here in Long Beach. I grew up on Chestnut and 8th Street mainly. A little bit in Wilmington, but mostly in Long Beach.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on 17th and Chestnut. Those areas were a lot of places where my friends grew up too.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never seen you like around those times. Like, how old were you when you grew up there?
I want to say I was around 13. Yeah, 13.
Okay, yeah. How was it growing up for you? Like, if you were to describe it.
Well, it was fun, I guess. I mean, I would get a lot into trouble, but like I was a quiet kid, but I was bad too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So was that mostly because you wanted to have fun, which led you to trouble sometimes?
I guess I was hanging around with the wrong people.
Were you attracted to those type of people, or you just fell into hanging around with those type of people?
Yeah, I just fell into that.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Was it fun at least?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah? How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have an older brother. He's 32. And I have another sister. She is 21. And then I have a younger sister. She is 10 years old. And then I have a baby sister. She is 1 year old.
Oh, wow. That's good. That's a good mixture of a family.
Moms and dads.
Do you talk to all of them still?
No, I actually didn't grow up with any of them. Not even my brother. Me and my brother, we have the same parents, but we didn't grow up together. He grew up with my dad, and then I grew up with my mom.
Oh, okay. How old were you when your parents split?
I was about 6. Yeah, 6 years
You
old.
still remember?
Yeah.
How was that?
I remember them arguing a lot. I didn't grow up with my dad. I started going around when I was like 15 years old, and that's when I started living right there on Chestnut and 8th Street.
Oh, okay.
Because before that I was living with my mom in Wilmington.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you used to drink and smoke?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? How old were you
Yeah,
when
I
you
was
started?
Probably like 13 years old when I started drinking. It's always been mostly drinking. I never really got into like smoking, but I have.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So drinking was your choice.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun times drinking, huh?
Oh yeah, but it got me into a lot of trouble.
Oh, shit.
Even up until now.
Yeah?
That's why I stopped drinking.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Was it hard for you to stop?
A little bit, but not too much. I mostly did it for my kids.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's always a good thing when you stop those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Good results happen.
Oh yeah.
It gets a little boring, but there's good results.
Mm-hmm.
And how was your relationship with your mom and dad?
I wasn't close to my mom. Me and her, we would argue a lot. I would always like run away and stuff. I would get into a lot of trouble. I feel like all she would do was work, so we never really have like that bond. But we didn't. Now we're really close, but back then we didn't have that bond.
Oh, so how long ago you guys got close?
I want to say like 3 years. No, I think a little bit more than that. I want to say like 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how's that been for you?
I love it. I mean, I wish it would have been back then when I was younger, because I really did need her at that time. But I mean, I'm glad we're close now.
That's good.
Yeah. Mhm.
And your dad? How's your relationship with your dad?
Up until now, we're not too close. I live with him, but we don't really have like that good communication.
Yeah, communication is key to a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you had a lot of friends out here?
No.
No?
No. Well, I would always move. I think the reason why I didn't have a lot of friends is because growing up I was like really quiet and shy. I still am, but it was worse back then. And then I would always move like schools mostly like every year. I
Yeah.
would go to a different school. And it was hard for me to make friends.
Oh, okay. What high school did you go to?
I went to Cabrillo, and then I got transferred to Reed. That's where I graduated.
Reed? Damn, everybody went there, huh?
Yeah, and then I ended up catching up on my credits, and yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And then which class did I like? None.
No?
No.
And what were some hobbies that you had? Were you ever into sports or anything that you like doing besides just hanging out with friends?
I was into soccer. I had tried.
You look like a girl that plays soccer.
Yeah, I tried it until I got hit in the head, and it kind of traumatized me.
Oh,
and I just
shit.
stopped. Yeah, they kicked the ball at me, and it hit me right here. And after that, I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
How was your relationship with your siblings?
I wasn't close to neither one of them. I think the closest that I am to would be my sister Stephanie. She's 21. I think I'm more close to her than any other siblings.
Oh, okay. And how is she doing today?
She's doing good. A lot better than I am, but she's doing good.
Well, we all have our own personal journeys. You know, somebody else's journey is way different than somebody else's.
Yeah.
We're all winning in our own journey. You know? What were some goals you had growing up?
Some goals that I had would be, I've always wanted to have my own business, like my own hair salon or nail salon. I'm still looking into starting my own business. Probably a hair salon. She's actually a barber, so I wanted to get into like applying hair and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking about like maybe opening our own salon and stuff in the future.
You and your sister? Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice. You know how to work with hair and nails?
Not yet, but I want to.
There's a lot of business for that.
Yeah.
And the prices are really pricey. So there's good money. And that was something you wanted to do back then, or?
That's something I've always wanted to do, yeah.
That's good. It's never too late.
Yeah.
Real quick, you're doing really good.
I'm trying because I get really nervous.
You know what I like that we're displaying? We're displaying Long Beach. There's a lot of people talking about their cities. I hardly hear anyone really getting in depth with like the life they lived in Long Beach. You and I have a mutual person we know, and this is one of the reasons why this interview is very important to me. So you knew Sleepy. Sleepy is a friend that I knew. He grew up on 17th and Chestnut. I met him when he was 10 years old. He was really small. A lot of people really don't know that side of him. And honestly, when I think of him or speak about him, I can't picture him older. He's still a small child in my mind. When I remember when because they lived on 17th and Chestnut with me, and shout out to Kimberly and Drops, Rafa, Gallo, all them. Very, very good people. They were very good people in my life. And but Sleepy, I met him when he was 10, and he was just a little kid to me. He wasn't Sleepy. He was Jose to me. And I would go over there and hang out with Kimberly and Drops and Gallo. He would be there. He was just little. time went on, and we kind of like, even though we lived on the same block, we kind of drifted a little bit apart because we all grew up. And at some point, they moved away. And a lot of people know him as Sleepy, but to me, he's still like that 10-year-old kid, you know? And it's hard for me to picture him as an adult or even as a father, you know? It's even hard for me to still picture him that he's no longer here, you know? It's unfortunate, but I'm glad you're here. So what was he to you?
He's the father of my daughter. We met when I was 17. He was 16.
Where did you guys meet?
We met on Facebook.
Facebook? That's where everybody used to meet.
Yeah, and I remember when we met on Facebook, he didn't even have a picture of him. He had it was like a black background, and it had Playa Larga in white letters. And he had messaged me. He was like, "Hey, beautiful." And then I was like, "Who's this?" And then he was like, "Oh, it's me, Sleepy from Playa Larga." And I was like, "Oh." And I was like, "Send me a picture." But he was like pretty shy too. I was shy. He was shy. And he gave me his number. We talked on the phone, and I was telling him like, "How do you look like?" And then he was like, he didn't really tell me. I had to like get the words out of him. I was like, "So are you tall? Are you short? Are you skinny? Are you fat? What are you?" And we ended up meeting like the next day. I had to go over there to his house. And then
where was he staying at the time?
He was staying right there on 21st. I don't remember the other street.
By Long Beach Boulevard, right?
By Long Beach Boulevard.
By where the 99-cent store used to be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it was honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it was like love at first sight. And then we got together like pretty fast. Within those days that we were hanging out, like the first week, we ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend a week later after we met.
Oh, shit.
And then I got pregnant fast too. I got pregnant a month later after we met.
For the ladies, how did he look? How would you grade him?
I don't know, but to me, he was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah, at that time, he had a cute little baby face.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was attracted to him as soon as I saw him. I was like, oh, yeah.
Did he send? Yeah? Did he send you the picture?
He never sent me the picture, but I remember one time I was just bored and he was like, "Let's hang out." So I was like, "Okay, let me go see." And if I don't like him, I'm gonna just block him. But no, I ended up liking him.
So you had no idea how he looked until you saw him in person?
No, and that was my first time doing something like that because I would never meet up with a stranger. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm glad I did though.
Yeah. Well, and you were saying that you guys moved pretty quick. One thing led to another pretty quick.
Yeah, I got pregnant right away.
Yeah.
During that first month that we ended up meeting. He couldn't believe it. He made me take 3 pregnancy tests. We had went to that 99 right there by his house. That was our first pregnancy test. Then he made me go to Planned Parenthood. And from Planned Parenthood, I went to my actual doctor's office.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, "Oh shit, you really are pregnant. I've been trying to tell you I'm pregnant." And he was shocked, but he was happy about it.
It makes sense because, like I said, I know him as a kid still, and like I feel I wasn't there, but I feel like that was part of his innocence. Him telling you like, "Nah, I don't believe you."
Yeah.
Or what do you think it could have been?
No, yeah. Yeah.
That's a good story. Do you remember what his comments were? Okay, you guys are pregnant, but what did he say once it sunk in that you were pregnant?
I'm trying to remember. This was years back. I was excited, but I remember when I had told my parents, though, they weren't happy. I feel like we were young, and I feel like he didn't have a job, I didn't have a job, so I was kind of like, okay, like, I'm pregnant. Like, what are we gonna do? You know, I was scared. I want to say I was scared.
Yeah.
Um,
And how do you think he was? You were scared, and how about him?
I think he was scared too, but um, I think he was scared, but he was pretty happy to be a dad.
That's good.
To become a dad, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how was the pregnancy experience with him?
Honestly, it was really good. He would always satisfy my cravings. You know, one thing that I craved a lot was the cueritos, like the pig.
Oh, yeah. I don't like those. I don't know how you like them.
No, so I never liked them, but when I was pregnant, I used to crave those a lot with chamoy and limon. And I would always make him, like, get me those cueritos.
Yeah?
I don't know, but I really loved those when I was pregnant. And, yeah, he took good care of me. He made sure I had everything that I needed. We ended up moving in together.
Where he stayed at?
Well, yeah, I would always sleep there. I would always sleep at his house. But then we ended up moving to my dad's house.
Oh, okay.
Because then at that time, his mom also moved to Vallejo. And then he ended up coming with me. He didn't want to go with them because he didn't want to leave me here.
Yeah.
So he ended up moving with me and my dad.
So how was it meeting his family? Like I said, I know some of his family members. How was it meeting Kimberly when you first went over there?
I met Kimberly way before I met him. So, and his mom, she was pretty cool. She's, you know.
You still remember her?
Yeah.
What can you say about his mom?
She was really nice. She also took care of me when I was there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I remember her too. She was a character. She was very straightforward.
Yeah.
Very straightforward. She was nice, but she was straightforward as well. And she was mean sometimes. I say that by experience. But mean in a good way where I can smile about it. Nothing too bad for me in my experiences with her. They're all good people. How was it with Kimberly when you first seen her? When he brought you home?
We had already talked about this one. Yeah, so I remember that day when he brought me, she was right there, and she heard me laughing, and she recognized my laugh. She was like, what did she say? She said, what the fuck? Is that Yesenia? And I was like, yeah, it's me. She was like, bitch, I recognize your laugh. And then I was like, hey.
Did she trip out that you came home with her little brother?
Yeah,
yeah?
She did, yeah. Yeah, because I guess he had told her something about me, but at that time, when I was 17, I used to wear eye contacts. They were like green. So he thought those were my real eyes.
Yeah.
And he had told her, hey, I met this girl. Her name's Yesenia. Do you know her? She has like green eyes. She was like, I know Yesenia, but she don't got green eyes. And then so when she saw me, she was like, oh, this Yesenia. Like, yeah.
How about drops? You met him right away, or
no,
it took time?
No, I think it took some time because I think at that time, I don't know where he was. I don't know if he was in Vallejo or he was locked up. I don't know. I only seen him a couple times. I started seeing him around when me and him used to live right there on Chestnut and 8th Street.
Oh, okay. He's very selective. He doesn't really talk. Like, he's not really social. He's social with the friends he knows, but he's not really social with like other people. I don't know if I'm making sense. But he's a good friend of mine. We have a good history and we have good standing. I hope he's doing well. What else? How was it when your daughter was born? How was that experience for you guys?
Well, she was born with the condition. For the first year that she was born, we were like mostly in the hospital with her. She had a heart condition, so So yeah, that was pretty scary. Mm.
Is everything okay now?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's doing better now.
And how was his reaction when he became a father? In your opinion?
He was shocked. He was shocked. But happy
Even
at
after
same
the whole
time.
baby came out, he was still shocked?
Oh, when the baby came out?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
He really didn't want to hold her. I remember when she came out, he was kind of scared because she was
Yeah.
like so tiny, so he was scared to hold her.
It happens.
Yeah.
When after pregnancies, like, we all react a little different sometimes.
Mhm.
I've met a lot of friends that had experiences like that before.
Yeah.
And well, then after that, like, how was it? How was the dynamic between all three of you now after that?
So after she was born, we ended up getting our own apartment right next to my dad. So the apartments that were next to my dad's house, he used to rent them out. So
Yeah.
he ended up renting us like one of the apartments right there. And then, man, I miss those days. It was beautiful. You know, at that time he was working at what is it called? Those restaurants in downtown. He was working at the Yard House. Yeah, he was working at the Yard House, and then, you know, I wasn't working at that time. It was him working.
Yeah.
I was a stay-at-home mom, and he would come from work, bring us food from the Yard House, and then we would go out. Like when the sun would go down, we would go for walks. Yeah.
Those are the best moments right there, huh? Yeah.
Every night we would go for walks. We like going for walks at the beach.
Oh, and you guys stayed kind of close to the beach, huh? Yeah.
So we would always walk.
You just walk down Chestnut all the way, huh?
Yeah.
Or take Pacific if you want to see a little bit more traffic.
Yeah.
How was his sense of humor in your details?
He had a big heart. He was really caring. He was funny. He would always make me laugh.
Yeah.
Every time I would be sad, he knew how to cheer me up. Like, I remember, I didn't even have to tell him I was sad. He just knew by looking at me. He knew already, like, hey, you know, what's going on? Like, you look sad, or I know something's wrong with you. And he just knew how to cheer me up. And, yeah.
I remember when he was little, he would be like really quiet and shy. And he was like, to me, the way I saw him, he was an observer. But he did fight a lot with Kimberly and Alejandro. They would fight a lot. They would yell, and the mom would come out. She'd try to hit them for being bad, and he would run the fastest. And their mom would catch Kimberly and Alejandro, and he'll take off, and he'll be laughing, and she would be upset because she couldn't catch him. He would always run fast and get away. He was a good guy, you know. There was nothing, I didn't really see no bad in him or any negative intentions towards any type of person.
No, he had a good heart. But I don't know, like, when he was with me, he was very, like, he had a mouth on him. Like, he would, like, if somebody was staring at me, he'll tell them, like, that's one thing I didn't like about him, is that he didn't know how to, like, be peaceful. Like, if somebody was staring at us, like, in a way, he would be, like, starting drama. He'll say, like, what's up? Like, what are you staring at my girl for? And things like that.
So was he jealous?
He was super jealous, yeah.
Were you?
Oh yeah, I was jealous too, yeah. But I wasn't like him, like where I would tell a girl like, what the fuck are you staring at my man for?
No, not that far, huh?
But him, yes, he would tell the guys like, hey, what the fuck you staring at my girl for, you know? Yeah, he was a little impatient. Like, we would go to the store and like there would be a long ass line. He would be like, oh my god, this fucking bitch is like so slow, like this and that. He was very impatient.
Oh, he was impatient.
Yeah.
Are you patient?
Me? I want to say I am.
Yeah?
I am patient, yeah.
But not him. He was the opposite.
Yeah.
Then how did you deal with him being impatient?
I just tell him, like, go wait in the car then. If you don't want to be here with us, like, go wait in the car.
Okay.
Just go wait in the car.
I did find out later he kind of had a temper too.
He did have a temper.
He had a temper.
He did, yeah.
What do you think made him have a temper later on in his life?
I feel like he went through a lot.
And how was your daughter's relationship with him?
She was close to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what features does she have that he has?
She is very much like him. Very much. When I look at her, it's like a spitting image of Jose.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah. Especially now, she tries to dress like, cause she's a tomboy, you know.
Okay.
She's a little tomboy. She tries to dress like him. She has his personality. Like he was very goofy. Like I don't know how he was with other people, but I know with me, he was very goofy. Like he liked joking a lot and stuff like that. And that's the same way that my daughter is. And she looks just like him. I see her and
they have good genes over there.
Oh yeah.
They have good genes.
Yeah. I feel like she looks like him a lot and she acts just like him.
Being goofy and being happy is a very beautiful thing. We live once and we should be able to enjoy the moment, every second. We should be able to enjoy it. Life is beautiful. We only have one time, and the fact that she can be goofy like that and have a sense of humor is really good for her. I'm happy she has that. When did she start like dressing like a tomboy? When did that start happening?
Honestly, that started when he passed away. When he passed away, that's when she started dressing more like him. I don't know why, but yeah.
You never asked her? It just happened?
Yeah. Yeah, she was always like a tomboy. She never like wearing dresses and things like that, but she would never dress like how she dresses now up until her dad passed away. You know, she tries to wear like her dad would always wear like this gray sweater with the hoodie, and she likes wearing like the same sweater that he would wear.
Yeah.
Or she'll try to put like her pro club shirts and then the long sleeve under, and that's the way her dad used to dress too, and you know.
Okay. And how was it for you guys when he passed?
That was one of the worst days. I feel like when I found out, I remember I was sleeping that day, and my daughter comes in the room and she's like, Mom, like Kimberly needs to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, call her tomorrow, like I'm sleeping, I'm tired. And she was like, no Mom, like she really needs to talk to you. And then I just went back to sleep, and I remember she had told her, like, I guess because she couldn't get a hold of me, so she told her like, hey, like your dad is like gone, like wake up your mom, I need to talk to her. And then my daughter comes in the room, she was crying, she was like, Mom, Kimberly's saying that my dad is gone. And I'm like, what? I'm like, don't listen to her. I'm like, I don't think that's true. I'm like, she probably just hasn't heard from him all day. That's when I called Kimberly, and you know, she told me like, hey bitch, like Jose's gone, like he fucking overdosed. And I started crying. I couldn't believe it. But I remember that night I stayed up all night crying, and I couldn't believe it. And then the next day, that's when I called the what is it called, the examinators.
Yeah.
And because I couldn't believe it, so I had to call them, and they described his tattoos, and I was like, yeah, that's him. And then I remember falling on the floor, and I was crying so much. I felt like I lost a piece of me, you know. Well, we pretty much grew up like together. I mean, we were together half of our lives, from 16 to like 29 years old, you know.
Damn.
We're together for 10 years. So, you know, I knew a lot about him. He knew a lot about me. And that was my longest relationship. And you were like best friends, honestly. We were like really close. Even after like we broke up, we were still like very close.
Yeah.
But yeah, and as for my daughters, she's not good at like showing emotion, but she's finally gonna start therapy for it. I probably should have done that a long time ago, but you know, I didn't know where to get help, but she's finally gonna start getting therapy. She says she doesn't need it, but I know she does because I've seen how much she changed. Like she has changed a lot ever since her dad passed away.
Do you and her talk about these things?
I feel like we should, but we really don't.
Do you guys act like it kind of didn't happen?
We try to remember the good times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't really talk
good.
about like bad times or like the day, you know, when he passed away. We kind of remember like the funny moments that we would have with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was she when he passed?
She was 11.
Oh, damn. How old is she now?
She's gonna be 13 this month on the 21st.
Damn, you guys beat me. My son's 11. You guys got pregnant before me.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. So she got to enjoy at least a good 10 years to 11 years, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Those are impactful moments in a child's life.
I feel like it affected her a lot because she was so used to like us always going for walks. Even after we broke up, we would still go for like little walks at the beach and stuff. And I feel like we kind of stopped doing that. I don't think it's because I know I probably should have kept going for walks with her, but I couldn't go to like the beach because it would just remind me of him. And now I'm able to go to the beach, but back then it was hard for me to go anywhere that reminded me of him.
Damn.
And I live in LA now, so I would just stay over there. I hated coming to Long Beach.
Cause you get like a feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
A certain feeling that you don't want to face, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It took me a while, but.
Did you finally go to the beach?
Yeah, we go for walks now, and then when we talk, like when something reminds us of him, we just talk about the good times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How was it when you first went to the beach? When you faced it?
It was sad. I was like, oh my God, I wish he was here. But it got a little bit easier, you know.
How'd you end up going to LA? How do you like it out there?
I don't like it.
No?
It's kind of like by Watts.
Oh, okay.
I don't really like that area. Yeah.
You like it more over here?
Oh, yeah.
I love it over here.
I hope I can move back over here because I'm actually here like every day. I'm over here.
You work out here?
I work in San Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the fact that you said he overdosed, did you know like what he was going through?
I did. I actually tried to help him. That is the reason why I broke up with him. Before he started doing drugs, he had like a drinking problem. But I remember he started acting very different. Like he just wasn't himself. He would fall asleep like standing up, and then I remember I would have to like shake him so he could wake up, and he wouldn't wake up. I would get so mad. Like I literally like would get scared because I'm like, are you still like alive? Like what's going on? And I would slap him because I would be so mad. I would be like, wake up, Jose, like what's wrong with you? And he would just be like, I'm just tired. I'm like, you're not tired, like you're doing drugs, huh? And he's like, no, I'm not doing drugs. But I already knew he was because he wasn't himself anymore. So I was like, look, like I don't think we're gonna be able to hang out with you no more if you keep doing drugs because you know you're like scaring your daughter. And he would always say he wanted to stop, and I would always tell him like, if you need to go to rehab and if I need to pay for it, I'll pay for it. And I was like, look, if you do good, because he would always talk about, I miss my family, I miss you guys, like, you know. But I would be like, get your shit together and I'll get back with you, because I didn't want to leave him. I loved him still. I never fell out of love with him, but I couldn't be with somebody that was doing drugs, you know. So I ended up changing my phone number, and I didn't have any contact with him for a while. I want to say like a month. And that was a long time because we would have communication every single day. Every single day. Together or not, we always stayed in contact.
Yeah.
And so I changed my phone number. And then a month later, that's when I had seen him. So I was washing that morning. It was like 7 in the morning. And then I was going inside my house and something tells me to look to my right. And there he was standing, and I just rolled my eyes at him, and I shook my head, and I went back inside, and I was peeking through the little window, and I seen he was walking back, and that's the last time that I seen him. And then a couple weeks later, that's when I find out that he passed away.
Oh man.
So, and it's fucked up because I wish I would have like just talked to him and see how he was doing, you know, but. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we never know when someone goes away. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we just try to do the best we can, you know, at the moment, and what we think is best for our situation or for him or for our kids too. You know, the kids are very important. Mm-hmm. What advice would you give someone struggling with drugs right now that would probably help them? Well, what message do you have for anyone that's probably listening that's struggling right now? Mm-hmm. Or someone that's dealing with someone that they're in a relationship with, that they're struggling with drugs?
Maybe not give up on them. I wish I wouldn't have gave up on him. Maybe I should have been a little bit more there for him. I mean, I don't really know because I didn't even know what to do.
Yeah, those situations are hard. I have a lot of friends on drugs right now, and it's hard because you help them, but it gets to the point where you feel like you're enabling them. Mm-hmm. And even that hurts them. I feel like maybe there should be a balance sometimes. Mm-hmm. It's really hard. Sometimes they just gotta hit that rock bottom, or they gotta want it for themselves sometimes.
Yeah.
And how are you and your daughter doing now? What are something you guys like to do together that's fun?
I want to say still going for walks at the beach.
Yeah?
Mhm. I feel like because that reminds us of when we used to go for walks with his dad.
Yeah.
But now we're able to do it like without him. And,
okay.
Yeah.
And you drive now?
Yeah, I drive now.
When did you start driving?
It took me a long time to get my driver's license, but I remember my dad, he was like, if you get your driver's license, he was like, I'll help you get a brand new car. So that kind of motivated me a little bit.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And how was it when you got your license? You were happy?
Mm-hmm. I was like, this wasn't as bad as I thought.
Right? Everybody thinks it's so fucking hard.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be hard, but no, I passed it. You know how you have to they give you like 3 tries, I think?
Yeah.
I passed it on the second try. Not the first one, but I still passed it.
What city did you go to take the driver's test at?
It was the one in Long Beach.
Oh, by the traffic circle?
No. On Santa Fe, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I think it's in Compton. There's a freeway right there, right?
Yeah. Compton.
Because I know I love Long Beach, but the Long Beach office, I don't know, I feel like they try to fail you on purpose. You never been there? Mm-mm. A lot of my friends, I've never known no one that passed it there. I didn't even go there. I went somewhere else because I didn't want to fail there. Before we close out, do you have any last memory that you would like to share about Jose? Me, I still remember his laugh. He had like a little funny, goofy laugh. Like I said, it sounds like a little kid laugh to me, but I feel like as an adult he still had that little laugh. His brother Drops would like mess with him and hit him or push him, and he'd be like, stop. But then they'll start laughing while they were horse playing, and I remember that loud laugh. Or him messing with Kimberly and she's like, stop, and he's laughing about it because he's messing with her. I remember that loud laugh, and I can still remember his voice. And you mentioned earlier how he worked in downtown. You know what? Like probably a couple months or a year before he passed. I ran into him, and he was working at the that pizza place right here downtown.
He worked in all the restaurants.
Yeah, all the restaurants.
All of them.
Yeah, he was all over those restaurants. One thing about him, he always worked. No matter what happened, he was always working. Always working. I gotta go to work. And everybody knows, well, I know that he was always consistently working. Like, I worried for him, but then I would think, man, but he works. Like, he defends himself financially all the time, you know? That's something I could say.
He did, yeah. I remember he would tell me, like, oh, you motivate me to want to do better and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
And he had 2 friends that he would always go with. I didn't have a problem with them. I feel like every time he would come back from hanging out with them, he would feel, like, motivated to...
Who were they so we could shout them out?
I don't remember. I just know how they look like, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I didn't really meet any of his friends. He never really brought me around any of his friends.
Oh, okay.
But I just know how, like, they look like, because I would be there, you know, when I would drop them off and stuff.
A lot of homies are like that. They would keep their girls away from the homies for some reason. Sometimes, a lot of them would be like that, or they'll keep the sisters away too. Fools are crazy. I feel like this is a good little gift for anyone that knows him or any family that will see this, even people that know you. I feel like we're giving a beautiful gift to everybody when we put this out. This was another episode of Elevate Studios. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you so much for joining me, Yesenia. Thank you for coming and dealing with me. And before we started, we were setting up lights and cameras, and I was all over the place. And she's a really good sport, and she's a really good person now that I've gotten to know a little bit about her. And we have an open line of communication. Everybody in the label, you're welcome to, if you need anything, you could hit us all up. We are here for you. I'm saying it on the camera so I could get held accountable if I need to.
Gang. R.I.P. R.I.P. to my goon, happy Loks. R.I.P. to my boy Sleepy, ain't no joke. Man, that shit punched me hard, it hit me in my throat. Gang. Hop on Loma Vista block with happy, yeah, what's up? My boy Sleepy sliding through up on Chestnut. You niggas don't want none, we bout to fuck it up. R.I.P. I miss you, dog, happy and sleepy. Fuck around with me, I got my gun up on repeat.